putting in so much effort for such a good cause. And I've got $20 from Zante Prayer. I have no idea what any of these games are, but boy, have I been enjoying this Awful Games block. You and me both. Serious Hype, donating toward the Saitama file name for a Super Punch-Out. Serious props to all runners, GDQ staff, and viewers for being the strongest heroes of the week and helping cancer research. Let's serious punch this horrible disease till it's no more. And that reminds me, I've got a couple donation incentives that are upcoming to remind you of. We have an ongoing bid war for choosing the radio station to play during the Grand Theft Auto 3 stream. And let me just refresh here. So right now, Double Clef FM is winning with $1,256.01, followed by Chatterbox FM at $861.22, and Flashback 95.6 at $673.33. So get those donations in if you want to try and choose that radio station. We've also got a bid war going on for choosing the let's see here. It's an 8-character file name for Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. And the current winner right now is Bonjour with an exclamation point at $1,168.56, followed by Yourself at $636.38. And as the previous runner reminded us, or the previous donation comment reminded us, we've got a bid war going on for the Super Punch-Out file name, which is also 8 characters long. It can use capital or lowercase letters and numbers 0 through 9. And the following symbols, which are comma, apostrophe, period, hyphen, colon, question mark, and exclamation point. And the current winner, or winning bid for that is Saitama at $1,254. So you'll be happy to know that your bid was for the winning name right now. All right. Coming up next, we have Johnny Bazookatone. So let's look forward to that. cool.
Am I? Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
All right.
Oh. Darn.
Not a password.
That doesn't work that way.
I thought it was. All right. Can I do a countdown? All right. So this is Johnny Bazookatone, and it's an interesting game for the Sega Saturn. And basically, what I'm trying to do is here. I'll start the game. We ready? All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Woo!
So yeah, this is Johnny Bazookatone, named after the main character of the game. And what I'm trying to do is rescue my bandmates on my guitar from the devil by going to hell and getting them back.
It's true.
So just a couple of things about the movement. Basically, you see he starts spinning at enemies. That's actually the run button. It's like Donkey Kong Country, where you start rolling into the enemies and then you get a run button after that. And you also see he can shoot downward and hover a little bit, which is pretty helpful for speed. So with a combination of those, he can bypass a lot of the things in the level. So like a spike pit right here, it's actually thorns, and he just hovers right over them. So I'll be using that a lot through the game. Some other small things to note. If you look, he actually aims to the right a little bit during his hovers, just for maybe a frame or two. And what that does is it basically resets his downward momentum and allows him to hover a little bit longer, which is really, really helpful to making some of these longer hovers, which you'll see during the first couple levels.
You'll be seeing that a lot, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this level, he's going to be traveling mostly upward. He has to grab a couple of these keys. It's actually really hard to see, but he just picked up a key right there. And basically, that door right there was opened with the key he grabbed. He's just grabbed another one in there, and he's going to open the next door with it. And he's just going to travel upward. This is some pretty tight movement and some pretty difficult kills on these enemies. There's a lot of little green imps right above him. She has to have pretty precise aiming to nab before they get him. If they hit him, they'll just kind of knock him back and lose quite a bit of time.
This jump's really hard.
Yeah, this jump's very difficult.
Oh,
he got it.
baby.
That's fantastic. It's just really, really tight jump.
Oops.
Yeah. So like I said, if the imps get him, you lose a little bit of time, takes a hit. It's not too major, but it's definitely something you should try to avoid.
Hope you guys can hear the music
Yeah,
in this game. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, obviously this game is supposed to be based off of a musical character. He has a guitar for a weapon, so the music is pretty great.
Actually, for the title track of this game, 2 members of Bon Jovi helped make it. No lie. All right, this next level is pretty difficult and has a sort of RNG component. What I'm supposed to be doing is jumping across these platforms over this river of acid, and that little bony fish guy that you saw jump up is going to try and knock me into the acid. I'm going to really hope that he does not do that.
And just a side note, you can see he keeps shooting to the right during his hovers, and that's very important. Like, a lot of these jumps are not possible without doing that, and it's actually really precise input. So every time he makes a jump, it's pretty impressive.
He's out for blood.
Yeah.
All right.
These fish are out for him.
Doing it with those jumps saves like 3 minutes as opposed to doing it the intended way.
And so that's the first world. So he's going to enter world 2. Every time you beat a world, you basically get a password, and you advance to a different. You basically save one of the musicians of a different genre. That's kind of the story of the game.
Yep. All right, so this is the hotel world, and I'm going to try and skip basically the entirety of it.
Yeah, so he's basically going to travel to the right. You need to kind of go up through the level to get a pass through this security guard. And this is a very, very tight trick. We're not exactly sure how it works, but he's going to be trying to press the shoot button 2 times during this bodyguard's animation. And hopefully we want to basically clip through his hand because when you shoot, it actually stalls your position. And for like a single frame, when the bodyguard pushes you back, it actually pushes you forward a little bit. So if you can time the shoot right when he pushes you forward, you can actually clip through his hand, which is really, really difficult. Despite this game being a 30 frames per second game, it doesn't actually work every time. He's tried to task the game a little bit, and he tried pressing, the shoot button on every frame, and it didn't exactly work. So there must be some sort of sub-pixels or something crazy involved that makes this trick a lot harder than that. So hopefully he can get it within a reasonable amount of time. It's a really, really difficult trick.
Probably the hardest in the run.
Yeah, this is definitely the hardest trick in the game.
Yeah, you can see when I'm like not really moving, I'm getting really, really close.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, what we're looking for when he gets it is he'll not move, and then he'll basically just start walking forward after it. It's pretty crazy.
I wish this guy would put me in a rude, dude. Just let me go through your hand, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
I guess I'm going to give it a few more tries. I don't want to spend my entire run here waiting to do this dumb trick, though. It'd be cool if I can get it, but it's that hard.
Yeah, so that's really close right there. If you see him not move and not get pushed back, that means he was very, very close to the timing. Sometimes it just doesn't cooperate and work. This is a trick you can lose minutes on it in a run if you're really having trouble with it. See, like right there, it's just incredibly close and it just doesn't go.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody is really great at passing games, I would love to see someone.
Yeah, Tompa sock folder, we'd love to have you.
All right, I'm just going to do it the regular way. I'm still going to do a speed strat that saves like a minute or two, but I unfortunately couldn't get the crazy skip.
That's a real shame.
I could be there all day going for that.
Yeah, so the alternate strat is we basically have to get a ticket to get past the bodyguard.
Yeah.
So we're going to go do some stuff through the level to get that. Normally, the alternate strat loses, maybe 30 seconds over the skip, which gives you maybe, 6 or 7 times to try the skip before you're losing time. And sometimes it just doesn't cooperate. And actually, right there, if you saw, it's kind of hard to tell, but he clipped through that thorn bush. So he does an alternate skip, which is pretty cool, to get the ticket and then get back to the bodyguard.
Yeah, so now that I have that ticket, you'll see I'm just able to walk right past this guy like he's not even there. Goodbye.
Still an incredibly cool glitch. I wish you could have got it.
Yeah,
It is what it is, though.
it's
gotten
just
that-
a tough trick.
It's really discouraging to have that first try in your PB and then trying to beat that run.
Yeah.
So this boss is the concierge of the hotel, and I have to bounce off these disco dancers in the background and then shoot him in the head. And I got him.
Yeah, so I'd also like to point out that Guished actually had a really great run earlier today in the practice room and managed to PB in world record just because he got the first try on that skip along with a great run and cut his PB by, 15 seconds?
15 seconds. Yeah, I wish I had it recorded.
Yeah, that's how it works when you're here.
Huh?
Is that one I was there
I think
for?
it was, yeah.
Nice.
All right, so the next world, it starts off in a diner. And there's a really hungry demon guy at the end, and I just sucked up like a little cooked fire chicken thing, and I fed it to him. And I'm gonna keep trying to do that with a couple other things. So there's like a big cooked goose or pig or whatever it is.
Yeah, and if you at home are pretty confused about the story of this game, don't worry, we are too.
Yeah.
We spent some time looking at the manual earlier today, and he's in a hell battling some demons for whatever reason. They kidnapped his guitar.
I think the explanation that Guished gave me was that Satan's jealous of him, essentially.
Yeah, so Satan's jealous of his music ability that he has none of.
Yep.
So he sent his imp minions to pretty much kidnap the musicians of each genre, and Johnny Bazookatone evaded his capture and is coming back for revenge.
That was intentional damage right there to knock myself back down to the lower level. So this level, I'm basically navigating these vents and flipping switches to allow me to access the next area. I'm gonna try and spin.
Yeah, anytime he's kind of traveling upward, he had to hit a switch to turn the fan on, allow it to happen. So there's some pretty precise movement in this stage.
It's another stage where you're trying very often to kill enemies that are off screen. Okay, that was good.
That was a good stage.
This next stage is a giant kitchen, and I'm going to be trying to shoot a bunch of ingredients like eggs and bags of flour into a big pot in the middle.
And of course, you know, who knows what that's going to make, but
It makes some nasty concoction.
we're just going to do it anyway, because that's what the game asks of us.
You take damage here so that I can get through this and this guy. I'm bouncing that toaster.
So just a heads up, he had to hit some switches to start the oven and the toaster there. It's just a little more tech that you might not have noticed at home.
I have to be careful not to shoot this egg too much, otherwise it screws me up in this little jump here. Okay. Get out of my way. Out of my way. Okay.
Just a side note, it's pretty funny. If you look at these notes he's collecting, you might think, hey, this is Mario. Collect 100 notes, you get a life. Oh no, Johnny Bazookatone asks you to collect 1,000 before you get a life. This game sure is punishing you. You basically get 3 lives for the whole game. It resets you. You get 3 continues for each world, but it's pretty hard to get to the second world.
All right, this is the hardest boss of any video game of all time. I think I'm gonna need some help.
Okay.
Mid boss, would you like to help me?
Sure thing, man.
All right, could you press the up button?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right, so I'm very, very precisely pressing one of these inputs. How you doing,
It's
Ness?
really hard. I mean,
You enjoying the couch?
yeah. Are you still awake?
Taking a nap over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. How are we doing? Okay. We're not dead yet.
Oh,
This is
okay.
good. This is good. Good fight.
oh yeah, it's still going.
How's
Super
everybody doing?
Metroid 2-player 1 controller doesn't have anything on this.
No, not at all. Uh-oh, you're shooting upright. Oh.
Oh no!
Okay.
Wasting
Close
frames.
call.
Jeez.
All right, we're entering into the second to last world, which is the hospital world. And it's also chock full of loading screens. Brace yourself for that.
And
warned you.
despite these loading screens, this is actually the fastest version of the game that we know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing on the Sega Saturn, which is cool because it's the Sega Saturn, but it also is at least 55 seconds faster than the PlayStation version of this game. I literally timed it. So you see I got super speed there, because what you need to do in this level is suck up these 3 viruses, convert them to pills, and then cure these little demon imp guys. But if you touch that virus before you shoot it out of the air, it gives you super speed.
And yeah, so we're going over here with the virus. We sucked it up, and then there's obviously a machine that can turn a virus right into an antidote. So we converted it right into a pill that we're gonna spit back at some demons.
Yeah, I
Or
got
some imps.
hit there because I'm going to do a death warp in a minute. I'm going to get hit here.
So yeah, we just spit it back at the imp. It allows us to go with the elevator, and we're going to go with the last 2 viruses that'll make the next 2 antidotes to get to the last boss, or to get to the boss of this world.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the second damage boost. Then he needs to pick this up before he gets the last hit. Then he gets hit, he death warps back to the elevator and goes right down it. Saves a little bit of time.
Yep.
Besides the clip, is going pretty well, actually.
Yeah, this
solid
is
run.
a great run.
Normally you're supposed to go into another area of this level and get earmuffs for this guy, and then he'll stop trying to whack you with his big mallet. But that's slow, and I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you can just jump over him. Who needs some earmuffs?
All right, that's all I need to do for that guy. I don't need to kill him or anything. So now I'm going to go through this area where I got the first virus and just run through it and get to this little transition segment right here.
Little transition segment.
Would you like to explain what I'm about to do?
I would love to. So, for some reason or another, we have found a rocket-powered wheelchair to ride through some vents. You played Half-Life, you know, you've just crawled through some vents. Oh no, we get our rocket-powered wheelchair.
Johnny Bazookatone can't do anything the normal way.
Yeah.
What an absolute man.
So there's actually a little bit involved in this section. You basically have to hold right to get to your top speed. You have to hit the switches to make sure you don't die.
Yeah, some of the jumps over the gaps are actually kind of tricky. Here's another place where I'm going to intentionally take damage and shoot that guy down and suck him up. And that was pretty much a perfect screen right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you noticed, he actually like sucked up while standing on the upper platform, which allowed him to suck it up while it's bouncing, which normally you can't do. So that's a little bit time save.
Back to where we were.
Back to the rocket-powered wheelchair. So yeah, I shoot that switch so that this upcoming giant fan blade is not spinning and killing me. Jump over that spiky mine.
These are actually pretty tricky jumps. You got to time them perfectly.
Yeah, and if you actually die in this section, you get sent back to the very start of the wheelchair. So if you miss a single jump over one of those gaps, you're donezo.
Loses a lot of time. Okay.
Ooh.
We're good.
Got it.
All right, now I got to convert this last virus to the cure, and then I'll be able to go to the boss of this level.
Yeah, this boss is actually like pretty tricky and kind of frustrating. He's got some questionable hitboxes.
Very questionable. Questionable is a generous term for this guy's hitboxes. All right, and I want to go into this boss with full health because I'll be getting some damage to go fast.
Yeah,
You'll
exactly.
see in a minute.
So there's 3 phases to this boss. The first phase has some very, very questionable hitboxes on the right side.
Yeah.
And then the second phase is which he will be using his health to do some damage boosts and try to get some extra damage in. So hopefully this goes well.
This boss's name is Dr. Buzzsaw.
Yeah, so there's one of the questionable hitboxes. It's very, very easy to get hit by this guy when trying to run under it. And the other thing that's really easy to get hit by is when he's drilling the floor, he can just hit you. The right side of his hitbox is just enormous.
All right, so by staying on the leftmost side of the screen, I can clip through this guy and get behind him. Normally, I am supposed to jump over that razor blade that he's shooting out, or buzzsaw, and get in between him and it, and then just jump and do little amounts of damage. But
yeah, so this is an absolutely perfect fight, by the way. He had a very quick first phase, quick second phase. Now he's just trying to go between this guy. You basically have to run back and forth between the sides or else he'll hit you. There's kind of nothing you can do about it. That was a great boss. Fantastic.
Woohoo. All right, coming up in this next level is like the biggest RNG component of this game. There are 4 like special imp enemies that I have to kill, and they spawn in random spots.
And by random, he means anywhere random,
Yeah.
like possibly off the screen.
Potentially off screen, causing me to soft lock the game. So I'm gonna hope that doesn't happen, but where I want them to spawn is way up on top of the level, and they're not doing that, but that's okay.
Yeah, so these imps basically react due to how close they are to you. So if they spawn at the very top of the screen, they actually don't react to you, and they don't put their shields up or anything. You can just kind of shoot them like you saw that last imp. Otherwise, they'll put their shields up and kind of waste a lot of time trying to block your shots.
Okay.
So that was great. We got through it. Lost a little bit of time, but it's not a big problem at all.
Now we're on to the final boss, which is El Diablo himself. And I'm going to try and put him in the infinite.
Yeah, so like many games, as soon as he shoots these basically blue electric balls, if you hit him as soon as you can after this attack, he basically stays in the same position and shoots his attack again. And so you can infinite him right in the same position and get a really quick kill, basically as soon as you can.
Yep. Time is coming up in a little bit. Getting him in this corner to do this attack over and over and over is actually the fastest way to kill him because his other attacks, after you hit him during them, have longer invincibility segments. This one has the shortest. be dead pretty soon. That was close. Dead, done.
All right, there he goes.
That's time. And that's your guitar that I
This is what
journeyed
you
to hell to save.
This is what you spend all your time for. You're welcome.
That her name is Anita.
She
And,
sure is something.
Yeah,
What an ender.
this is the stuff of nightmares. I'm just gonna let this play out so y'all can enjoy it for a minute.
We've got a special word from Tampa. He may be working on a task for this game now.
All right.
Awesome.
There's your bandmates.
Yep. In the background, you see all the guys that we saved.
Yeah, so
Can't wait
each
to-
world you kind of save one of your bandmates. I know it's not very apparent, but that's what we did.
Yeah, I sort of skipped all the cutscenes of like rescuing them. Sorry. Not
Your
sorry.
time was 19 minutes and 30 seconds, by the way.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good for all the attempts I made of that stupid trick.
that stupid trick is just, it's something. Who knows how it works unless, Tampa gets at it.
61% complete. All right. Thank you, guys.
Let's hear it one more time for Guished, you guys.
Hey, it was pretty good.
I love this game. I really do.
What a game.
All right, we're just going to run a quick ad, and we will be right back. Stick with us. We've got a couple more games in our Awful Games Done Quick Block, and you do not want to miss them. Stay tuned.